Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, 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 and thank you, thank you, thank you. This is Matthew. This is Matt TV on a new episode on Facebook Live. This episode sponsored by, brought to you by StreamYard, whatever you want to say. Sponsored, brought to you by StreamYard, making this possible this afternoon, where I do have the opportunity to do a split screen with anyone who may want to come in and hang out for a bit. Also, natural lighting. This show is also brought to you by natural lighting, and this is what you get, folks. This is what you get. Sandy, welcome to the broadcast. So I'm not going to be in here for any extended duration of time. Just after 3 o'clock, and I know this is an odd time to be in here, but I'm unemployed. I can come in. I'm unemployed and I can come in whenever I want. So 3 o'clock it is, a beautiful, beautiful Monday afternoon here on the South Coast. We are looking at gorgeous sunshine for the rest of the week, pleasant temperatures, not anything like the extreme heat that I believe is baking the East Coast right now. Heat warning, heat advisory in place for, I know, definitely the New Brunswick area until tomorrow. So if you're dealing with some warm, pleasant, maybe you like the warm, scorching heat, maybe you like that desert heat and you're getting it right now. So if you want to share what the weather details are like in your neck of the woods, feel free to do that. Clear skies tonight, which is essential for something that is cruising through the sky right now. And I'm going to talk about that in just a couple of moments. So just a few things in my peripheral vision I need to check here. Someone, CKNW is going live on the phone, so they're just giving me a notification. So let's get right into the broadcast. Just a few things. I think I wrote down, I have 8 things that I'm going to talk about, and these are just observations, things that have happened to me in my life. There is a breeze. Okay. Yes. Well, what's the current temperature, Sandy? I was just on the AccuWeather website and they are saying it feels like 29, 30 degrees. And I know the temperature is pretty much the same for tomorrow. So just stay hydrated, stay in the shade, put on the sunscreen, all those things that we've learned and hopefully have retained over the years. Just be smart. You don't need to be out in the sun for any length of time to suffer just a heat exhaustion, heat stroke. Definitely a couple of things you want to stay away from this time of year. Yes, just stay hydrated. Drink lots of water. Beautiful sunshine here today. I think the current temperature is about 24 degrees, much warmer on the East Coast by 5 or 6 degrees, but I don't know how long that heat is going to last. Tomorrow, 24, 25 degrees. So it actually, really for the first time this summer, feels like we're getting a nice stretch of sunshine, warm weather here in the British Columbia area. So thankful for that. I think I heard here maybe a week ago where there were a total of 2 forest fires, not 200 or 2000 like we've had in past years. 2 fires burning in. Now, I could be wrong. I may want to do a little more research into that, but I know that the forest fire hazard is definitely low. But I wouldn't recommend going out and starting any campfires if you're out, even though the parks are open. I guess if you would do all that research before you went out camping. Very muggy. Okay. Well, hopefully the weather is clear for the nighttime sky tonight, and I'll tell you why in a couple of moments. So the last time I did a show, the last time I actually sat down in front of the camera was last Monday night, and I was speaking with the one of the members of the Fraser Valley West chapter for Crohn's and Colitis Canada, Krista Olson, who was also the president of the Gutsy Walk Committee for the Fraser Valley West chapter. They are having their virtual walk in August, and I put some links up on my own personal Matt Grant page. You can check out the links there, but I do want to mention again, and I put this link up on the Matt TV page and my own personal page, that there is a virtual yoga, and it's happening this Tuesday night. Wednesday night. It's happening Wednesday night. This is the 20th. Today is the 20th of July. So on the 22nd, which is a Wednesday night at 7 p.m., I've been waiting for a phone call, and of course, they phoned me during this broadcast. They're going to have to wait. 7 p.m. Pacific, the Fraser Valley West chapter of Crohn's and Colitis Canada will be holding a virtual yoga for 60 minutes. And that link is up on my Facebook page. They're raising money, raising awareness for Crohn's and colitis research. So something you can check out that's happening this Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Pacific. I know that's going to be a bit later for those in the Atlantic provinces, but check out the link and see what you think and just make your own decisions from there. Yes. I just want to quickly talk about the flag. Anytime the flag is in my possession, it hangs behind me. It hasn't been here for a few episodes now because the flag is currently with a family member in the Woodstock area. And I've messaged those individuals who want to sign the flag. So the flag is in the Woodstock area. It's just going to be there for another day or so. And then it will be mailed to Peter Margison in Halifax, Nova Scotia. And from Halifax, it will go to a friend of mine in Digby, Kelly MacArthur. There's a name some of you might recognize from days gone by. Childhood friend Kelly MacArthur in Digby, Nova Scotia will be getting the flag after Peter, and then it will make its way back out here. So I'm hoping sometime within the next 2.5, 3 weeks that the MattTv Canadian Unity flag will be once again draped behind me, part of the MattTv set. And if you don't know, this flag has been collecting signatures for 3.5 years and well over 1,000 signatures, picking up another 30 signatures this time around. I was so excited. The flag was in Perth, Andover this past weekend. Cousins, aunts and uncles, nieces and nephews signed the flag almost well over 3 years after another set of family signed the flag in May of 2017. That's when my parents signed it. My grandfather, aunts and uncles and cousins signed it then, but some 3 years later, getting into the hands of my cousin Amanda, up into Perth, Andover, to my cousin Greg and Sherry Lynn and Brian and Linda, Paul and Debbie. So thank you everyone who took the time out to put your signature on the flag. I love it. You have no idea. You have no idea how much that means to me. I'm hoping that the weather is okay in your neck of the woods tonight. I hope you're having clear skies, because there is something phenomenal happening in the nighttime sky. Not only are there at least 5 planets in view in the nighttime sky, you can download nighttime sky apps and you can figure out what you're looking at. You just got to point your phone at the sky. It tells you what constellations you're looking at. But something amazing is cruising through our solar system, our universe right now. It's the Neowise comet, Neowise, Neowise comet. It's been going through our solar system for the last month. You'll have the opportunity to see it until early August. But if you miss it this time around, I can't stress this enough. If you miss it this time around, it will not be cruising back through this area of the solar system for another 6,800 years. So you might want to check it out within the next couple of weeks. If you have no idea where it is, research. They can tell you exactly where it is in the nighttime sky. But for me, just look for the Big Dipper. Look for the Big Dipper and then down and to the right. The later in the month that this comet goes, it's getting closer and closer to the bottom of the Big Dipper. That's the most basic guidance that I can give you if you want to see this Neowise comet, once in our lifetime event. Go check it out. Go check it out. I just want to talk about this, and this is something that you can answer. My parents have been out. My parents have been in Alberta for the last week and a half, 2 weeks, to enjoy my brother Mike's wedding, and they are flying back into New Brunswick. They'll be home on Wednesday, but their dog Ranger has been in a kennel for at least 2 weeks. So my question to you is, and they always, whenever mom and dad go away, they always take Ranger to this kennel. So I'm just wondering, you don't have to own a kennel to answer this question, but I'm just wondering, what is the longest that you have pet sitting? When's the last, how long have you looked after someone else's pet? That's what I'm trying to get to. So just leave a number up there. You don't have to be a professional, but what is the longest that you've had the responsibility to look after someone else's pet? Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section if you so choose. It's all right. I'm not going to hold it against you if you don't. It's okay. Some really exciting things happening out here on the West Coast, in particular, more specifically right here in this household. I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. Jen is now a certified end-of-life doula, and we are getting ready. We are on this magical path. Jen and I, and I've said this to all my friends, and I've probably said it on this program a number of times, for 19 years, the 19 years that we have been together, we have always been searching for something that we can do together, where I don't have to be out of the house. I don't have to be away for a 9-to-5 job Monday through Friday. I think we found something. I know we have found something that we're going to do together. And the next step in that is a trip to Bowen Island on Wednesday. So my advice to you, British Columbia, it's called Supernatural British Columbia for a reason. I've been blessed to have lived out here for 20 years. But do yourself a favor and go to Google Maps and punch in Bowen Island, Bowen Island in British Columbia, and that's where we will be making a day trip on Wednesday. We'll see what happens. I'm just going to put that out there. I know we've talked about moving back east, maybe someday, but moving, I think, is more near on the horizon than it was, say, 3 or 4 months ago. So despite and amidst this global pandemic, we're thriving. We are thriving with energy and love here in this household. So I hope the same can be said for your household. This is kind of a bizarre story here. As you may or may not know, I was laid off from my job on the 30th of June. And our phone, TV provider, internet provider is TELUS Communications. So I called TELUS Communications in regards to our bills and was wondering if there was any COVID-19 relief for TELUS customers who now find themselves unemployed. And ironically, TELUS, they were helping people out. They were helping customers out by freezing their bills, and they didn't have to make any payments. So the bills just kind of sat there for a few months. But that program ended on June 30th. So the day that I got laid off, and when I needed this assistance, is when TELUS just started back up and started collecting money. So I was wondering what would be a good phrase in that situation, a classic phrase. Missed it by that much, or just a bit outside. I like the first one. Missed it by that much. And I know that's a classic line from a classic movie, but I have no idea what movie it's from, but I know it's out there, which is why I mentioned it. Missed it by that much. Anyway, thank you, TELUS. Thank you. Oh, and on a personal note, if you've ever had plantar fasciitis, what were you doing? What did you do to relieve the pain? Because I, right now, in my right heel, am suffering from plantar fasciitis. Am I telling you too much? I think I might be. It's a bone spur. I have a bone spur, and it is quite painful. There's no medication you can take for it, but there are stretches that you can do. So if you've had a bone spur and you don't have it anymore because you did the right exercises and you want to pass those along to me, feel free to do so. One final thing as we come up on 3:15. 3:13. Okay, I got to make a phone call here. So I'm just going to end by saying one final thing. A big shout out to Timmy Roy. I've known Timmy Roy for a long, long time. We've had a lot of great times together. And he sent me a message on Facebook and Messenger here a few days ago, wondering if the individual narrating a show that he was listening to was me. So he sent me a link, and it was me. It was an episode of Dark Waters of Crime. I was the show narrator for seasons 7, 8, 9. And one of the episodes dealt with a murder of a young girl, Pamela Bischoff, in the Oromucto, New Brunswick area. And this episode of Dark Waters of Crime was now and is now a part of this New Brunswick crime Facebook page, which is where I saw this video. And you can see the full video up on YouTube. It's also there as well. And I was just telling Jen, I went to the YouTube channel to look at this 45-minute show and realized that this particular show that I was honored to voice, even though it's a horrific story had over 1 million views. So it's just, for me, when you put stuff up on the internet, it's exposure. Every time I sit down in front of this camera, in the back of my mind, I am like, I have no idea who is watching. I'm always auditioning. That's why I'd like to keep this program PG, rated G. You could have infants watching this program and wouldn't be offended. This is not my purpose. Trust me, there's enough stuff floating around on the internet. You don't have to search very hard for it if you want to be offended. It's out there. It's out there. But I certainly is not the intent on this broadcast here. Okay. That's going to do it for me. I like to keep my numbers nice and tight. So a nice 15-minute show was good. 3:15 on a beautiful Monday, this 20th day of July, 2020. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, and we'll pop back in here sooner than later on a brand new episode of MattTv. This episode brought to you by Natural Lights and powered by StreamYard. This is Matthew. This is MattTv. Now and always, from sea to sea.